Hey, what's going on, y'all? Big Sarge, host of the Texas Tailgate Talk podcast and Texas Happy Hour.
Ooh.
Available wherever you get your podcast from. All right. Got a special guest here, y'all. Y'all act like y'all got some sense, all right? We have a guest, a distinguished guest, too. She's smart because she wrote a book. How many of y'all can say that? Kim Davis from Chalk
Yes.
Talk. Kim Davis Media.
Well, actually, it's the KD company, but
It used to be Kim Davis Media.
that's just on social media.
I got you. Okay.
Kim White Davis Media, but it's actually the KD company.
Wait a minute now. Hold on, Kim.
Now, I probably...
KD.
Yeah.
So now, you also cover the Houston
I
Rockets. So are you all going to have this battle on who the real KD
Well,
is?
every time I go in now and people come in, they go, oh, KD has his own production company. They're like, no, that's Kim. So I've been KD longer than him because I'm just a tad bit older. But I get it. He is much more famous.
Yes.
But I am KD.
Yeah. Gotcha. On today, right here at NRG Stadium, the Houston Texans lost another heartbreaker. And Kim, before I even get into that game, right? Before I even get into that 18-15 loss, Kim, you do a lot of post-game recaps.
Yeah.
How many times have you looked into the camera and felt like you were saying the exact same thing over and over and over again after Houston Texans lost this season? While they barely lost the game, they're losing by one-score games. It's getting repetitive. And
It is repetitive. I've done it, 5 times this year?
Yes.
And however many times last year. It is part of their MO.
Yep.
And you can say, well, it's because their defense is just so good and the defense keeps them in it, but they've got to do something to turn the corner to make a difference, right? Now, you could say 18 points is, you can hold the team that scored 70 points in the last 2 weeks to 18, you should win.
Yeah.
And you should. But that's not the case with this team, right? The offense has been really struggling. They couldn't even get in the end zone today. Just one touchdown.
Yes.
One touchdown.
Over 3 in the red zone today.
Over 3 in the red zone, 1 yard line, 2 yard line. They can't get in.
Yeah.
So the defense has got to, I guess, score.
Yeah. It looks like that way, right?
gotta
It looks
score.
like, and they had another takeaway on today. It's just, I'm getting tired of saying, well, this week the Houston Texans lost another close game, because it looks like the Rams game. It looks like the Buccaneers game. Let me stop right there. For those of you all who support me, you see why I put that video out about, hey, what are the similarities between Bo Nix and Baker Mayfield? And it seems like Bo Nix ended the game the exact same way that Baker Mayfield did. But hold on, before I get there, Kim, while we're on the subject of quarterbacks, we watched CJ Stroud go down today.
That was tough.
And it's a tough hit, and I know some people are not going to like this, but I don't like the hit, but I don't know if the defender could have pulled up, and I've seen that on numerous occasions with Azeez Al-Shaair
He
throughout
talked
the
about
season.
it after the game.
He did.
Azeez talked about it, and he said, first of all, I never want to see my guy go down.
Yes.
Right? He said, but it reminded him of what happened to him in Jacksonville last year with Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
He said, but now they're calling it differently. So he said,
Yes.
I asked the ref, what's up,
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, because it was a shoulder, it wasn't a head. And so while he doesn't like the fact that his quarterback is the one who took the hit, he says maybe this means that they're calling it differently now.
Right.
And so that so he said, I just hope that all defenders get that benefit of the doubt moving forward, because Azeez has not. He goes, remember, I was called a headhunter and the league really went after him.
Yep.
He said it was basically the same kind of play.
Yep.
Again, you don't want to see CJ go down, and while we're at it, prayers for CJ to recover quickly, because that was a hell of a hit. And you want the best for him health-wise, beyond what he means to this team on the field, just him as a man.
And I never want to see a player like CJ Stroud go down either. One of the guys who is not only good on the field but off the field, always good with us in the locker room, takes time to talk with us. And so I did not want to see him go down, but he went down, Kim, and then he was out for the rest of the game. And I will say this. I feel like Davis Mills has been in the league entirely too long to put on the type of performance that he did today. Now, I will say that it's hard for a quarterback to just hop into the game and just take over like that, especially when you got a first-year offensive coordinator who is one of those guys that put his whole playbook around what C.J. Stroud could do and his talents. And now you got to do what Davis Mills. So I don't know if Nick Caley was like, hey, go to the back of the playbook and be like, Davis Mills package. All right, here we go. Let me see if we could make this work. But I just feel like he should have played a little bit better. Kim, am I wrong there?
No, I think we've seen Davis Mills. You and I both covered him since he got in the league, where he started in this league. And so it does make a difference when you're preparing all week as a starter. We've seen backup quarterbacks come in this league and perform and win.
Yes.
And that's what separates them, right? And so out of fairness to him, he kind of was thrown in. Who knew? But that's your job. Right? We hear D'Amico always talk about doing your job, not specifically Davis Mills, but just everybody. And so he needs to be able to do that. So we'll see what happens next week. So I'd be very surprised if C.J. Stroud is out of concussion protocol by next week.
Yeah.
I would. And speaking of protocol, Tytus Howard, another big loss, went out. And I didn't even see the play, but he also was out and is in concussion protocol.
Kim, does it look like with this team, it's like, you know that saying, we can't never have nice things, right? Because, I mean, you knew you was coming into the season without Tank Dell. You didn't really know what was going on, and, you know, if we're keeping it 100 right here, we still don't know what's going on with Joe Mixon.
We have no idea about what's going on with Joe Mixon.
Right, and then you do a revamped offensive line, and then they look terrible. They fire Bobby Slowick. They bring in a new offensive coordinator, and it seems like every time they want to turn the corner,
something happens.
Just last week we stood here and was just talking about how great the offense looked against the 49ers. Now we're saying the offense can't even score. I don't know what the first series of plays on the goal line was that Nick Caley was calling for CJ.
I don't know what he was calling for CJ, and then once it was Davis Mills, I don't know.
Yeah. And so it just seems like this team can never have good things. But Kim, how do they bounce back heading into Jacksonville next week?
So one of the things, headed into, Jacksonville next week.
Yeah, they play Jacksonville here.
At home.
Yep.
Listen, Travis Hunter's going to be out, apparently, and you never want to see players out. Aziz said they always strive for perfection. He's like, listen, who goes into a test saying, man, I want to get 89?
Yeah.
He said, so you're always trying to be perfect so that you don't have any of those mistakes. They did everything right until they got that scramble at the end by Joe Nixon, by
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. I named him Joe Nix. Be good to have him back.
Yeah.
But I think to turn it around, the offense has got to find a way to help the defense a little bit, right? Because when they gave the defense a little help, it was amazing, in Baltimore against the 49ers. And, you can say those teams are banged up, something was wrong. The Texans have been without their starting running back all season.
Yep.
So that's wrong. They've got a whole new offensive line, basically.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's really a fair assessment.
Yeah.
But they have a great game, and then they go to Seattle. They have a great game, and they lose at home against. I don't know. I don't have the answer, or I could be calling the plays.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say it like this, Kim, and so in this next statement, right, the thoughts and views and opinions of Big Sarge and Big Sarge only, they do not reflect KD.
The KD company.
Why do I keep on to call it Kim Davis Media?
Because that's what you see on you see that on Instagram.
Exactly. They do not reflect Miss Davis. Let me just say that. None of this reflects her company, her business, none of that. There's nothing personal. It's all on Big Sarge. So, hey, camera 2 in on me. I ain't really got that camera, but camera 2 on me. Kim, I'm going to say this. It has to be frustrating for Nick Caley to have to get in, to get prepared to come into a press conference week after week and talk about inconsistencies. And talk about, hey, we did good this week, we did bad next week. We did good this week, we did bad next week. I'm going to say this. What I can't understand is, why are you so afraid of teams with good front sevens? Against Seattle, you called a terrible game. A terrible, horrible offensive game because you was afraid of their front seven. You come back, the 49ers front seven isn't as strong as they played the week prior.
Right.
And then you come out and you play against another very good defense, strong front seven, and you shrivel up again and call these plays like, oh, just run the ball, and you're going to be able to lean on the excuse of
into the
CJ
middle
Stroud.
of a team that has probably the best 3 defensive interior linemen in the league. I don't know.
What are we without Patrick Surtain? Right. I don't care if you want to run. Hey, man, look, let me test you, Riley Moss.
Right.
Let me test you number 31. That's the one that hurt C.J. Canary because he got like 3 names.
Right.
Let me test this defensive backfield to see if they're ready. And even with Davis Mills in the game, hey, look, I don't care if he's going to miss, he's going to miss. Air that thing out. But every time they go up against a front seven that is very good, it's almost like he makes
super conservative.
Exactly. And that's what I don't understand.
And it's not effective. It doesn't work.
At all. And so I don't like the inconsistencies. Hey, if you're going to go down with your own style of play. I know it's going to take time for you to build your identity. But what are we going into week 10?
Yeah, man.
What is this offensive identity? I asked that 2 weeks ago after they played against Seattle. Kim, I know that this rant is a Big Sarge rant and Big Sarge ran alone. But why are we back at the same question of what is the Houston Texans offensive identity?
And so what they will say is we want to be a run-first team. But are you?
Yeah.
But can you be?
Yeah.
You know, what are you consistently? And so we hear about game plan offense. What does that mean, right? And so I just think Nick Caley is trying to figure it out, but I think he does shrink and get a little conservative. And I'd rather see you kind of air it out. I'm not talking about be reckless and irresponsible with the ball.
Yeah.
Do anything like that. You don't want a bunch of turnovers. But what you're doing doesn't work. And we know it doesn't work because we're going into week 10. So don't do it anymore.
Stop it. Don't do that no more. Scrap that whole playbook. Miss Davis, it has been an honor and a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be on your show. It's a first.
Is it the first?
It is the first.
I do a lot of solo stuff, Kim. You know what?
You had the guys on. You have your boys on, though.
No. That is the Texans Cookout.
Oh, the Cookout.
Yes. If you go back and you look at my channel, it's a lot of solo. And you know what, Kim, I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I just don't feel like bothering people. We got so much going on.
Right.
And we're in season with the Rockets. We're in season with the Texans.
It doesn't bother me.
Does it?
Bother me. It don't bother me.
Hey, look, let me tell you something
Hit me
now.
up.
Let me tell you something, Kim. I'm that cousin that you be like, oh, my door is open to you all the time. And I'll be there. Monday, you cook?
Right.
Wednesday. Hey, can I borrow some? Friday. Right. Hey, I ain't coming over, but hey, can you cash at me? Like, I'm that country cousin that will take you up on that. Oh, no, anytime you need anything, just let me know.
Right. Well, I didn't say that. So what I said was, you're not bothering me. There's a difference. Let's be very clear.
Kim, tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me on the, is it called Twitter? I call it Twitter.
Okay.
Kim Y. Davis on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Kim Y. Davis Media, also on the TikTok at Kim Y. Davis Media, and on YouTube at Kim Y. Davis, and I'm Chalk Talk, where you get your podcast. And make sure you check me out on Friday nights on H-Town Sports Talk on the CW Channel 39.
And I would not leave this without saying, can you tell them where to find that book?
Oh, yeah, I got a book. You can find it on Amazon. And in another week or two, you're going to be able to find it on my website because people ask me for signed copies, and I can't do that on Amazon.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to find a way. I'm going to have it on my website. But right now, go to Amazon or DM me. I got you.
You're such a articulate, and this is, I don't even know if this is a word properly used. You're so articulate and phonetic. That's not even a word, but like you speak so good. When is the audiobook coming out? Because I've got to do a lot of podcasts.
I've got to do the audiobook, and people have asked for it, and so I just got to figure out how to do it. And so probably in a couple weeks I'll be able to get it done.
All right, tell them the name of the book again.
The name,
title.
The book is called Sports My Love Language. ... It's complicated.
I ain't gonna give you the rest of my stuff. Big Sarge. So Kim, we do this right. I'm gonna go Big Sarge, and then I'm gonna say I'm out, and then you're gonna go to the right.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Big Sarge, I'm out.